All right, we are recording now. All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Juwan Rohan, and this is the Misguided Podcast, where we intend to guide you to a better future. I'm sitting here with Brittany Whitlock.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, good, good. I'm doing great on this beautiful Sunday morning. I haven't had my coffee yet, which I need to do. I got a busy day today, but I'm sure you do as well too. What, you got any plans today?
I have a 2 and a 5-year-old, so I'm gonna hang out with them all day. They're playing outside right now with their dad.
Oh, really? Oh, nice, nice. How's that? Boy and girl, boy. What?
2 boys.
Two. You got your hands full today.
I got my hands full.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. I have he's almost two, actually, 1.5 year old. He's about 20 months. So and he like wanted to be in here in the room. He loves being in this room and like just chilling with me. It's
Yeah.
super cool. Like, yeah, this is my studio, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. He's at the stage where he is into everything. So he's just going like all around the house. Like I can't keep him in one room. He's like learning to like like pick the like baby gates. And it's like, oh my
Oh yeah.
God. Yeah,
You
yeah,
think, oh, it's baby safe? It's like baby safe.
yeah,
Oh no, it's not. Like,
yeah.
no,
He
they'll
know.
figure it out for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
If my
ridiculous.
son, my 2-year-old was in here, he'd be like, Mommy, mommy,
Yeah.
mommy. You wouldn't get a word
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, I love it though. I love it.
That's awesome.
I'm a full stay at home dad right now. So it's just like me and him all day, and it's
That's awesome.
fun and tiring, but
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. But no, I want to get to know you. I kind of saw your Instagram and that you were into digital marketing. I love marketing. I'm a social media guru, whatever. I love it. I love being able to see the difference and grow like an account. So that's
Yeah.
really cool. I definitely want to touch into that. But let's start with where are you from and what do you do?
I'm originally from New Jersey. I grew up in Jersey, went to West Virginia University, and then moved back to Jersey, worked in New York, and now I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I love it.
Oh, okay, okay. What made you move to Charlotte?
Um, Honestly, I was working in New York and I had an awesome job, and then we realized, hey, if we want to like have a family, settle down, all this,
Yeah,
New York and New Jersey is expensive.
yeah.
And I used to run track in college, and
Okay.
traveled a lot. And Charlotte was the number one place that I always said, like, this place is beautiful.
Yeah.
So we just did it. Me and my
Yep.
husband, we just did it.
Nice, nice. Yeah. My fiance loves Charlotte. Her family's from South Carolina.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah,
yeah,
super close.
they go there all the time. She's been trying to get us to go out there and then this happened. So like everything's crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've never been. I've never been. I don't know. How's the storms down there? Isn't there like a storm like every other 2 weeks?
No, you know what? We're so far, we're just enough inward from the coast that we're
Yeah.
pretty safe. So you have like a rainy day, like
Oh,
a
okay.
very rainy day. So Charlotte is typically pretty safe. We get some warnings for things, but
Yeah.
we're usually okay. The thing that gets us is if like a tree falls. Like that's
Definitely.
the
Yeah,
thing that
yeah.
gets you.
Yeah. Right now, so I'm from California and we're dealing with the fires and it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's one every day. Like we had one in Napa, famous winery place,
Yeah.
which is about 20 to 30 minutes from where we live.
Okay.
Um, maybe
Wow.
30, yeah, 30 minutes. And then just yesterday there was a fire in South San Francisco. You know where like those famous like San Francisco signs are on the hill?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it was all burning
Oh,
like yesterday. I was like,
that's
wow.
scary.
Yeah, it's a new fire every day. That's what we have to fight
New
right now.
world. Ugh.
Yeah, crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy.
I've been in digital marketing. To answer your other question, I've been in digital marketing for, well, forever since I graduated.
Uh-huh.
This feels like forever. Um, I started interning with Diddy actually at Bad Boy in his marketing department. And then when I graduated, I worked in everything from English dinnerware, German housewares. In New York, I worked with Warner Brothers for their e-commerce shops. And that's when I was like, okay, ready to go to Charlotte.
How'd you how'd you get into digital marketing before that? Let's talk about before that.
Oh
Like
yeah, sure.
how'd you even get the opportunity with Diddy? I would definitely want to talk about that. I love
Sure.
music. So, but yeah, I was reading your bio and it says you started at like 13 years old.
Yeah.
Jesus.
um, It was, I'm gonna date myself, but like, like they had GeoCities and like other type of websites that you could build. And I loved the Backstreet Boys. I went to a ton of concerts. My mom like luckily took me like around the country to see the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
And so I had all these pictures from the concerts and I wanted to share them. So I'm sitting there like scanning in pictures, like on an actual scanner with real pictures.
Yeah.
And I wanted to build a website. So I begged my dad. We were at a computer store one day and I was hearing this like HTML thing. And I was like, Dad, I need this book. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, why do you need this?
Yeah.
And I convinced him to buy it. And I mean, that was my Bible for building my Backstreet Boy website. So I had been doing that in the background. I knew I wanted to do marketing and advertising pretty early on. But when I graduated, I typed in advertising for a job and it was all sales.
Oh,
And I
wow.
am a behind the scenes person.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, this is what advertising is. Like, I don't want to do that. But then I figured out that marketing was a little bit more like what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
So I found a job where, so interesting, I didn't know that my hobby of like building websites and working on websites could match up with marketing. And I found a job with the English dinnerware company and they're like, yeah, well, we want you to, be updating our website and marketing our stuff online. And I was like, oh, this can be a job.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So that's how I got into it.
That's super cool. Super cool. So that was your first, your first technical job in the marketing world is the dinner.
Yeah, in the real world, as far as matching online and marketing together.
Okay. Where'd you go from there? Was that when you went to Diddy's?
No, Diddy was actually junior year of college. So that was before.
Oh.
The other one was as soon as I graduated college. So yeah, the Diddy thing, I was just applying to any and all internships, summer internships.
As you should. I
was going to be back in Jersey for summer.
Yeah.
I knew I had access to the city. We were about like 40 minutes from the city on a good day without all the commuter traffic. And so just applying. And then I remember getting this voicemail and this woman had like a very low voice and I could barely hear her, but all I heard was bad boy. And I was like, did she just say bad boy? Like they called me back.
Yeah.
And I think I was up there for a track meet with college. And so I was already in Jersey and then I like ran over to the city. My parents took me to the city for the interview.
Yeah.
And I honestly think what made me stand out, and I tell this to people all the time with your resume, it's all about connections.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you have this experience or you don't.
Sure.
And it's all about connections. And the person who interviewed me, she said, oh, you're from East Brunswick? I was born in New Brunswick. And I was like, well, I was born in New Brunswick too. And so that, I think that was the connection.
Yeah. That's how it is. It's like, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. It literally, that's the quote of the world.
Yeah. Like if you can hit on a nostalgic something about a person, it's going to resonate so much. So yeah, I mean, before that, I didn't have experience. I was a lifeguard in high school. Like, that's not going to help you with Bad Boy.
Lifeguard to working with Diddy. That's hilarious. So what'd you do for his camp? Did you design their websites?
So he has a marketing company called Blue Flame Marketing. So at the time, Ciroc was really just getting up and running and, getting it in the tastemakers' hands, which is so funny because I would always think like, why aren't we getting out to the people? But it's important to get out, as we know now, like to the influencers in the market. So, at that time, it's like his Ciroc was being started to mention in like rap songs and getting it in the hands of the tastemakers and celebrities. And so that's what we were doing. And, making sure that it was stocked at all the places, like just getting the word out.
Just making sure you could see it.
A little less digital.
Yeah,
exactly. Just getting out there in the world. So that's
really
what we
cool.
helped with. And that was invaluable, I think, besides running track, which is a whole nother work ethic, probably why I work so hard today.
Yeah.
My experience at Bad Boy is, can't stop, won't stop. There's no job too small. And you need to be able to realize that in life.
Yeah.
That get something done. You just have to do it. Like, don't wait for someone else to do it for you. Just get it done. And
you really threw yourself out there. Yeah, you really threw yourself out there, and look, you got a great opportunity with a huge company a billionaire. So like it worked out well, you know.
Yeah, for
What
sure. So that was a good starting point, but otherwise, I'm grateful for every other opportunity after that as well.
That's super dope. So that was your like kind of, you know, I mean, you had the dinner well, but that's a huge I guess like monument moment in your life. What was the most valuable lesson you learned working there? Like what'd you learn that propelled you to your next step?
I think it's just like go after what you want and don't let anything get in your way. But,
Okay.
in a respectful way, of course,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's that
Just
can't stop,
hustle.
won't stop
It's
mentality for
literally
sure.
hustle. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I just hustle. I mean, it's funny because my first concert ever, I
Yeah.
also begged my parents to take me to this, was Puff Daddy and the Family,
Oh
and I
my
was in fifth
God.
grade.
They took you? They took you.
But the funny thing is, my mom thought all the songs were like, "I'll Be Missing You," and they're
Oh
not.
yeah, yeah.
I knew that. I knew that.
Yeah.
She didn't know that.
She was
So
like,
that was a
"Oh,
surprise.
we paid all this money to come here."
Like, what are they saying?
Yeah, right.
Like
That's so
Busta Rhymes and Little Kim and Puff Daddy and Mace. So yeah, but it was,
that that's so
so
funny.
it's funny how it's like, oh, that was my first internship. But I mean, I've always admired Diddy's work ethic. I mean, how could you not? So
Definitely, yeah. Especially like the things he does besides music. Like I love that stuff. Like especially like with 50 Cent too. I love the stuff he does like besides music. It's
yeah,
amazing.
absolutely. He's totally immersed and he's
Hmm.
100 goes 100% for everything he's a part of, and I totally admire that.
Definitely, definitely. So where'd you go from Bad Boys? Where'd your career go from there?
So I graduated college. I went to the dinnerware company. The fun thing about that was, it was so new. Like Facebook business pages were just coming out, and
Yeah.
Twitter businesses trying to get on Twitter, all those things. And so I really had the opportunity to harness all the loyal fans online. Like you think, oh, dinnerware, whatever. These They have a loyal following, like where people will only buy this type of dinnerware. So, just harnessing those people, that's something I think I'm really good at, is finding the loyal people, finding the ideal customers and just
Okay.
multiplying them.
Yeah.
But I was able to take their online business and make it larger than any brick and mortar account. So any Macy's account, any like Belk, any big department store,
Jesus.
we were bigger online in the US
What's the name of
than the
the company? Are you allowed to?
Demby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Dimby,
mean, I don't
Dimby.
know. I've been out of there for like
Right?
10 years, but yeah,
Yeah.
Dempy. I still use their dinnerware today. I mean, they're really quality
Oh,
stuff. So,
really?
it's
Uh,
not just whatever.
that
I mean, it's made in England and it's
you should
really
get
good
free
quality.
shipments for life since you
I
helped them.
know.
Yeah, for real,
Everybody
for real.
gets to eat.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Cool. What and then what'd you do kind of after them? Did you kind of go into your own stuff or
No, so the my own stuff is more recent, but that's when I went to Warner Brothers.
okay.
And I really love the e-commerce world. I mean, Batman, Looney Tunes, Harry Potter, like I love
Hmm.
all that stuff. So it was an interesting shift because kind of getting back in the entertainment industry, movies as opposed to music, but
True.
still something where it can really immerse myself in things that I already loved. And I think if you have a love for something, it's going to be so much easier to market. Um, and that was a really fun
Definitely.
opportunity because we were at that time, it started with the WB shop where there's all these different brands, and then we started to create micro sites for each bigger brand, like Harry Potter and the Hobbit and
Okay.
DC Comics and all of that. So that was a lot of fun. But it was very tiring to go from Jersey to New York.
Hmm.
That commute was very long. I didn't want to live in the city. I didn't want to live in North Jersey to be closer to the city. And
Yeah, yeah.
it was just a reflection time. And my husband, he had an opportunity where he could go to Charlotte and his job would have transferred. So I was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
We did it. And honestly, then I work for a company where they do storage and marinas. And maybe it's not like as sexy as Harry Potter and Batman and
Yeah.
Scooby Doo,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's such an awesome opportunity because just being really involved in the business and the growth of that business has been such a learning opportunity. I mean, that's my day job. Like, that's what I do. So I do that. And then I also do my Big Mood Digital. So Big Mood Digital was born truly out of the passion for digital marketing. I started actually teaching digital marketing classes locally about
Oh,
4 years
wow.
ago.
Okay.
So I realized like all these people, like, oh my God, a full room of people who want to talk about digital marketing.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
These are my people.
yeah.
So I was like, if I could help them and they're so passionate, maybe I could do this more often. And honestly, Big Mood Digital was born probably like early this year. I had been doing it off and on, but I put like a name to it and
Hmm.
really said like, hey, let's go for it.
How'd you create the name? Where did the name come from?
Um, I wanted I wanted something to be really hyper relatable.
Okay.
And I was just scrolling, and I saw something about mood. I'm like, ooh, big mood. Like when you can connect to your ideal customer, like that's a big mood. When things are just rolling and you're getting the right people, that's a big mood. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's it. It just kind of
It
came.
sounds like I mean, it's trendy. Like it sounds like a hashtag, big mood, hashtag big mood.
Exactly.
So it's, yeah, great marketing. Looks like you know what you're doing. That's super cool. Super cool. I wanted to talk about kind of your experience. You've had so many different jobs in the digital marketing industry. Would you say that it was super beneficial that way, as opposed to just staying at Diddy's or staying at Warner Brothers? Like you kind of picked up different lessons from each place, each company, right?
Yeah, I think the benefit of that has been, no matter what industry you're in, or if you're a nonprofit, B2B, B2C, you have to be able to take inspiration from anywhere.
Mm,
And, I've had people take my digital marketing classes, and in the beginning, they would say, like, well, I'm a nonprofit and you're talking about B2C. And you
yeah.
can't corner yourself in
Hmm.
that way. You have to see what other people are doing. How could I transfer that into my industry? How could I make that work for me? I maybe I'm not up in straight up e-commerce as much anymore. I do a lot of lead gen now too, but I'm looking at Nike, I'm looking at Nordstrom, Target. What are they doing on their website? Their user experience. How are they marketing? What are they saying? It's not to say go copy them, but you have to, they're the big guys who have the money to apply the technology at the drop of a hat. So watch the trends. I'm always saying, watch the trends of what's going on in digital marketing, and, be able to be inspired by that.
Very true. Very true. I like that. Um, what uh what sorry, I had something in my eye. What has been kind of, has there been any setbacks in the industry? I have no idea really much about the digital marketing industry. I feel like it almost kind of just started in like the 2000s, like so
Mhm.
late, kind of like, yeah, after the 2008 recession. But like how,
Absolutely.
yeah, well, what setbacks have there been besides, I guess, coronavirus, but before, just kind of in the industry?
I think in general, the good thing is it's always growing, right? Like
True.
a couple years ago, I sat back and looked at like when I started this one job, there are these types of ways to advertise online.
Hmm.
And then when I had reflected back on the last couple of years, it's like, whoa, okay, well, Facebook has ads now, Instagram has ads, Instagram has stories. So it's always growing.
Yeah.
I think in general, especially when like you're in a career, just having other people understand like the importance of these things, that we do have to keep up with these things. Funny enough, COVID, where a lot of people brought down their budget in general because you have to be a little bit more conservative with spend. But on the flip side of it is that people aren't as comfortable just going out and finding things now, because going in the public and being around people, of course, so they're going to Google, they're going online. Online is their resource. So if you don't show up where people are going, I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's the tough part. Like you have to be in it to win it. You
Yeah.
have to show
No,
up
everyone's
there.
home. Like a lot of people
Yeah,
are home. They're bored. They're on their phones. Like if you're not popping up on
exactly.
their screen every 2 minutes, um, you're forgotten
Yeah,
about. Have you seen the Netflix the Social Dilemma? The
yeah, I have.
how would
Yeah,
you
that's
think of
been
that?
interesting. I think it's interesting in the fact of, at least on the influencer side, like it's
Hmm.
a, how can I say this? It's a world where they're loved so much on like such a high level, but then they're very lonely in themselves. And
Hmm.
so I wish that people didn't take it so personally as like, all the comments that come in, and people are just so, like the trolls who are just going to like
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
things about people. And I think it really does affect them, and it's funny to see them to be such a loved person over here, but on their own, they're dealing with this all on their own, like the good and the bad. I mean, it's tough, right? I would love to just put down my phone and not look at it sometimes, not look at the computer, but at the same time, it's our world, and we like it, right? Like you could say, okay, Google knows so much about us, Facebook knows so much about us, but at the same time, we're getting served what we want, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. Like you can start typing something in, Google already knows what you want. Facebook probably knows you better than anybody else. I guess there's a good and a bad side of it, but it's a little bit the world we live in. I don't think it's a surprise. Like the information's out there. Like we know that already. I
Yeah.
think it's a surprise if you didn't know that information, but I'm not too bothered with it. I guess because I have nothing to hide, right? Like I
Right.
don't care.
Yeah.
Serve me things that are good. I don't care. Like thank you.
What how do you feel about kind of, you know, the CEOs and people that created the like button, people that, you know, created the business Facebook page? They're, you know, making a Netflix documentary saying how dangerous this actually can be, and how like dangerous, you know, it can be to your 5-year-old kid that probably loves the phone, and when you take it, they're having a mental breakdown. Like, you know what I mean? So like how'd that hit you? Yeah.
That's the hard part, right? Because when you think about kids, I wish that there was more of a way to limit them. Like, don't touch anything until you're 14. Like, because that is the hard part. I think for the adult side of things, maybe it's a little more controllable. It is a little strange when you think about it, like, oh wow, you get so happy when you get a certain amount of likes or shares or whatever, and that we depend on that. I wish we could pull back from that more. I don't know how we could do that.
But the crazy thing is before social media, sorry to cut you off, before social media, we would depend on a compliment from someone. We walk into work and it's like, you know, I didn't get no compliment today, I feel less valued, right? It's just the basic thing. And now these compliments are likes, or, you know, just quick triggers. So it's kind of like the same thing, it's just sped up. Like, you know what I mean? So like, how do we, I don't know. I thought the show was super interesting. Like how they were saying, like, we kind of need to slow down and tone it down, or else it's gonna like consume us all.
And that's a hard thing. I guess my also perspective is, I already knew too much. I already knew some of those things. So maybe it wasn't so surprising to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, I knew that. But I'm in it every day. So that's a little unfair. I mean, I'm aware of those things. If I wasn't aware, I'd be like, what? You're suggesting you're doing this? I do think the kid thing is a problem where, you know, we see even with my 5-year-old who's in kindergarten, and he is, they even like iPads for school. We took away the iPad from like April to June-ish because we saw his behavior changing, and it wasn't for the good. And it was because he was on the iPad too much. Now he has to be on it for school, and you're seeing those bad behavior again. So I don't know how we do that, but it's tough for the kids more than the adults. You're an adult. You're a teenager, you're almost becoming an adult. But for little kids, I wish we could just be like, go play outside. Like I had to beg my mom to like not be outside. Like she'd be like, come in for dinner. And I'm like, no.
I literally had to beg my mom to go outside. Like I remember we got in such a big fight because I wanted to go outside and she didn't want me to. And we got into a huge fight and she was like, just go. Just like I don't do whatever. Like, and I was like a kid. So I was like, yeah, it's just
so I wish I'm like, go, this is like, you can have so much fun, just go outside. And I don't want to.
What? we have a 10-year-old niece that lives with us. It's my fiance's niece. And yeah, the whole phone thing, we've taken the phone, and right now she has no phone for the rest of the year. That's how bad it got. But like, but she like hates outside. And I'm like, I love outside. Like we got a basketball court out there. We got you rollerblades. Like there's there's like kids on the block. We live at the, you know, like the end of the street. And I'm like, this is prime.
Yeah.
It's like prime. It doesn't get better than this.
I'm ready to go. Give me the rollerblades.
Yeah. Like you could set up a hockey, like a little hockey thing, soccer goals. You could do anything at the end of the street. So I was just like, Yeah, it's such a different world we live in today, especially 2020 just changed everything. 2020 kind of like sped up everything. So I can't believe it's already October. Like we're already in October.
Yeah, I know. It's insane. Like it's like I saw some Christmas stuff out the other day. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, let's do it. Let's do Christmas.
I'm like, I'm in no way ready to do Christmas. Like I don't have a mood for Christmas. I don't have a big mood for Christmas right now.
Oh man, I see like things outside. Like I went to Costco, I saw Christmas stuff. I was like, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I am excited though to get stuff for my almost 2-year-old, because like last year he wasn't able to open stuff, but now he's able to just tear it open, and that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think I remember with my sons, basically at that age, they get so excited that they like can't move on to the next thing because they're just like so excited about this one thing, which is great. They're like, all right, we gotta like finish Christmas. Yeah. Like, can we finish this now?
That's true.
So that'll be fun for you for sure.
It will. All right, let's get back to digital marketing.
Sure. Yeah.
What was your most fun project that you worked on? Like to you personally, it could be the littlest thing. Doesn't have to be no big company or anything.
I think something for me, just because I liked it when I was a kid, was working on the Harry Potter website. That was kind of surreal for me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's because crazy. Like to have any say in it at all, or like be a part of the launch, like that was just, I felt, it felt special. Like, ooh, I'm part of this thing, and people love it. I love it. So that was really cool. I think the like more to current day is just like helping people who are just like so passionate about something. They can't figure out the marketing part, which is fine. Like if you said to me, like, go do accounting, I'm like, no, not touching accounting over there. But, they don't know the marketing piece. So be able to help that, like bring their dream to life. That's my favorite part now. So yeah, I got to work on some big projects before with brands that people know, but
you kind of love seeing the growth, right? Like even if it's for a small company, just, having 0 people visit their website to 10 a day, that's like a huge win for you. It works.
To get consistent visitors and like people who really want to see your product or service. Doesn't matter what type of business it is. Like sometimes people ask me like, oh, do you work with like certain types? Nope. Like if you're just a passionate person who's so excited about your business, like
I was just about to ask that. So let's get into that, because for my clothing brand, I desperately need help on digital marketing. And I've tried to look at like companies and stuff that offer like, but most of them don't work with you unless you're making certain revenue a month. Like some are like we can't work with you if you don't make 10K a month in revenue. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, don't you want to whatever, don't you want to see like the growth? I don't even know how to respond to that at times. But so do you don't have any limitations? You work with anybody who's just ready to work and pay you, obviously.
I love digital marketing. I would do it for free, but I do have 2 kids and a house. Things over here.
I get it.
But yeah, I think my main thing is just like they're super passionate about it, and they just don't know how to get the word out. They just don't know how to say it maybe in a concise way, and what channels are the best for them. I'm not the person who says like throw thousands of dollars at Google and Facebook. I'm like, let's start at a decent amount just to understand engagement. We can always go up, but we're not going to go below like say $10 to $15 a day. We have to understand how they're going to engage. And from there, that's fine. But I've worked with everyone from like comedians to contractors, bigger companies, artists, like it doesn't matter. Or just selling like, e-commerce based things. I don't care about their revenue. I want them to grow. Like everybody has to start somewhere. I started Big Mood Digital this year where like, that's my 5 to 9. But still, it's like, I understand that starting from the beginning, and I will be your biggest cheerleader to get you along your way and get you in front of the right people.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely want to talk about kind of the process when you acquire a new client.
Sure.
But is Big Mood Digital kind of your only job right now, or do you do something like as a 9 to 5 and this is your nighttime side hustle, or not side
Yeah,
hustle.
so I say I do digital marketing day to night because I do have a day job and I do digital marketing. I'm a director of digital marketing there.
Cool, cool,
And
cool.
then on my spare time after
You
my
do
kids
digital
go to
marketing.
sleep, I do digital marketing. On my lunch, I do digital marketing.
You are
I love
digital
it.
marketing. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, at least you love what you're doing. Like I
Yeah,
see, you're reading your bio and stuff. You have a passion for what you're doing. So it
absolutely.
literally says Big Mood Digital is born from passion. So yeah, that's really awesome. What your digital marketing during the day? What company is it for? Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, Morningstar Properties. They own storage and marinas down the southeast. And their biggest thing is like customer experience. Like when you come to Morningstar, someone's going to welcome you. You're going to get a smile. Like we're going to help you out. We're going to take care of you like you're a friend.
Definitely,
I think
definitely.
that's a big differentiator, and
Yep.
that's also what I've learned from them too is like how can you, for even entrepreneurs starting or ones that are like, hey, I'm getting so big, I can't handle this. What do I do? How can I market? It's like highlighting your differentiators because, a lot of people focus so much on competition.
Yeah.
And I believe like you have to highlight your differentiators, and that's why people come to you. It's
Mm-hmm.
not because your competitor does this and you do this and like, no, we're special because this, and we're going to focus so much on this that we're going to run with it.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I like that. I like that. Okay, let's go ahead and dive deep into kind of when you acquire a new client. What's your process? Where do you kind of gauge where they're at? How do you gauge their growth? Things like that. Let's talk. So good.
For me, it's really about I just want to listen to their goals. Like, what are they trying to achieve? Where are they? Do they have something big coming up, like a launch, or whether it's a new product or a new service,
Yep.
or something that they're trying to promote? Like, sometimes it's very seasonal. So I'm just listening to their goals.
Yeah.
And from listening to their goals, I can determine, like, all right, sometimes they have an idea, right? Like, I'd really love to be on Facebook ads, but I just don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
So, I determine, is Facebook ads the right avenue based on the goals that you're telling me? Have you considered this, this, and this? Like, I don't want to push them in any way, but I want them to be aware of like the why. Why are you doing Facebook ads? Facebook is mostly for brand awareness. Yes, you're going to get conversions along the way, but brand
Very true.
awareness is number one. It's new eyeballs on your brand.
Very true.
Google, yeah, it's Google is people have identified a need. And if they've identified a need, why aren't you there? So, it's better for certain industries, just depending on the product and the service and the area that you're in, but just laying out the options for them. And then it's like, okay, well, how can we work together? Whether, they want me to just audit something that they have existing and just give them recommendations where they can go run with it. My goal is I'm not going to leave you hanging.
Got you.
So I'm going to give you the tools for you to go forward if that's what you want to do. Or maybe I can help you out a little further and we could do, monthly consulting where I'm always like, basically, you talk to me and I'm going to tell you everything I know. Like you've got everything. I'm not limiting everything. If we're talking for an hour, you're getting an hour of everything I know based on all your questions and goals. So
Got you.
yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So I know I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people have said, all right, well, in order to grow your business, you have to spend $2,000 a month on this type of advertising, or it's not going to work, blah, 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 stuff like that.
Yeah.
What is a normal budget for a kind of like a Facebook or a Google ads? Like when can someone kind of expect, results? But I know it varies obviously from company to company and where they're at, and trying to find that technique. I know it varies, but I just heard so much that it's like you have to spend this amount to see something, you have to spend that much, you know what I mean? So
I am in a totally different school of thought, maybe because in the beginning of my career, everybody said like, we don't have the money to do this. So I always was trying to find better ways or more efficient ways to do things or free ways to do things. I truly believe, and I've seen it 100%. Like if you start, I would say no less than $10 on Facebook because that's such a low cost per click. But the reason it has a low cost per click or the low like CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions is because people are coming to Facebook, right? To not to purchase per se, but just to kind of like, detox and just like scroll, whatever. So
activate their mind. Stimulate
yeah.
their mind.
So it is brand awareness first. And like, Facebook will say it too, like it's consideration, awareness, that's what they're talking about. And then the conversion comes. So I would say $10 to $15, you're going to start to see activity. I wouldn't make any decisions before 2 weeks time. 1 month is ideal to see how you're performing on Facebook as a whole, but it's all about the interest and target. So the funny thing is there are 3 different ways to do Facebook ads. You can boost or promote a post. That's one. You can go to Ad Center. If you go to your page and click on Ad Center, that's
business,
2.
yeah.
Yeah. Or there's Business Manager, and you really should only be in Business Manager.
Really, yeah. I've heard so much. Yeah, the boost one, that sucks. That boost one is like such a waste of money.
Because you know what it is? It's actually like it's looking at all your followers and anybody who's interacted with anything. And it's like finding more of those people, but that doesn't mean they're all the right people. So you should be able to, pinpoint, oh yeah, I know my people have this interest. I know I want to target people who show small business owner behaviors. Like you should be able to have more control over that. And with Google, I mean, you could start the same way. I mean, you might have a $1 cost per click, or you might have a $10 cost per click, depending on your industry and region. But you can learn from that $10 and you can always change that daily budget. So just why not start there? Doesn't mean nothing's going to happen. It's just start to see, oh, okay, well, $10 is really not going to do it. I'm going to need about 15. I'm going to need 20. But starting at 200, I mean, here's the thing. Google and Facebook they go through a learning phase. So why are they going to go through a learning phase on $200 when they could go through a learning phase on $15? Like that doesn't make sense, because it has to learn. So a little bit of money is going to be burned a tiny bit, only because it's learning who is responding to you and then optimizing it from there. They say it themselves. Like Facebook says, we serve it to a little group of people, and if they react good, we serve it to more people like that. And that's when your cost per click goes down. So
definitely.
I feel like you have to blow your money in day 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Just day 30.
Well, I don't know why you would do
that. I've used what is it? There's like an app or website where you can like hire freelancers. I forgot the website's name.
Yeah.
And I've talked to a lot of freelancers, and they're like, yeah, you need to have this type of budget in order to see anything. I'm like, Jesus, like I don't have a budget right now. I got a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, yeah, it's ridiculous. I like the more like stuff where it's like person to person, like I love being able to go to an event or network or a concert and pass out my flyers and stuff and my clothing and actually show them right then and there. Cause I can definitely like relate with someone when I'm in person. Like I'm such a sociable person, as to just you seeing like a picture of my t-shirt online.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't really know how to kind of manage that.
But, well, it's actually a really good compliment to like your in-person stuff. And like, as you get to do it more as COVID like goes away, but it is a really good compliment to online, because if I saw you like at a festival and you handed me a shirt, or I saw you and I bought a shirt, and then I saw a Facebook ad, and then I Googled you, and then I Googled you again and clicked on a paid ad. It's like that impression of you. I basically say, like, if I met you and I'm looking at 3 different types of businesses that are similar to yours in Google, and I see one ad, I've never heard of them. I see someone like, oh yeah, I got a flyer in the mail, don't know anything about them. And then I saw your brand and I met you in person.
Yeah.
Why am I picking anybody else?
Yeah, like, true.
So
that's very true. I heard you have to like see the like brand 3 times, like in order for it to like, click and you like want to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that's an incremental customer. So a lot of people are like, well, my Facebook ads, I don't know if they're working. Well, Facebook is typically in the middle of someone's journey. It's not what they call like a last click conversion, but it's still very important. If they didn't have that impression of you on Facebook or Instagram, maybe they would have never Googled you again. Maybe became a customer. So yeah, the incremental customer cannot be discounted. They need to see you a couple of times.
Yeah, well, that's great advice to all the entrepreneurs that are listening to this podcast. Like, you just got to really put yourself out there, like in the digital world, because it is worth it, and that's kind of our future. So yeah, I appreciate you sharing all that advice and stuff. I do kind of want to get into the current state of the world and where we're at. So how have you felt about the presidential debates?
Hold on. I have a
Oh, you're
visitor.
kidding. Oh, it's okay.
Okay, go ahead, honey. Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, the presidential debates, I feel like they're crazy. They always are, right?
Yeah.
But I think unfortunately, it's come to the point of human decency.
Hmm.
That's how I feel. And if like you don't have human decency about civil rights and all of those things, that's really hard to stand by. I will say, I'm half Jamaican. My dad is black and my mom is white.
Hmm.
And for me, there's no like zero. It's zero tolerance. If you if you can't support people and their journeys and their race and their nationalities, like that's a no go. Like I can't really listen to anything else
Hmm.
beyond that for me, because human decency is number one. Respect for people, respect for women,
Very true.
men, people of all colors, races, sexuality. It doesn't matter if you cannot respect that. Things that have what really gets me, to be honest, is people's lives like have nothing to do with you. So why are you hating on them? Like let them live their life, let
Yeah.
them love who they love. Like that literally has nothing to do with you. Like let people be happy
Hmm.
with what makes them happy. If you can't do that, then I can't even listen to anything else you have to say.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it's
It's
hard
super
to hear.
hard listening to like the debate, really.
It is.
Like
It's stressful. You're like,
it
oh,
is
I
stressful.
was
It's
putting
like,
my time.
God, these are like our two, highest people that hold power in the world, and we have to listen to them argue like little brothers on camera.
Yeah, and it's
Um,
not really a good example for even kids, like to see
yeah.
people argue. I mean, I know it's a debate. It should be a healthy debate, though. It shouldn't be an argument or
No, yeah, yeah.
insults
Did
or
you hear one of the last question of, I think it was the first debate, was from like a fifth grader or a 5-year old or something,
yes, yes,
that was
yes.
like, how are we supposed to come together when you guys can't even agree, or you guys are always arguing? I was like, oh, mic drop. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And
You
then,
got it. And you know
yeah.
what, kids?
Oh, it was the
There's
second
some
one.
honest.
Yeah, it was the second one.
Yeah.
Mike Pence didn't even answer. He couldn't even answer. He was just
No, he
like,
didn't even.
it's
He was
it's
like,
supposed to be a healthy
really?
debate or whatever, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but you're not showing respect. Again, like it
Yeah,
comes down to respect. Like you can have a healthy debate and be respectful, and then you can be disrespectful. And like
yeah.
it's one thing to talk over someone, it's another to just be disrespectful while you're doing it. So
Very true. Preach. Mic drop. Mic drop. Mic drop.
The
That's
5-year-old, like you said, had the best, or however old they were, the kid had the best question of the night.
true. Yeah, yeah. No, really, really. I'm actually I'm gonna go fill out my ballot today. Have you done
Oh,
yours
nice.
yet?
I
Yeah.
I uh I voted by mail, so it's
Oh,
in.
okay.
It
Perfect.
is
Perfect.
all
Oh yeah,
in.
I'm gonna do my ballot today. They have a couple of drop boxes out here, but supposedly they've been setting up fake drop boxes like the Republicans.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
so
See that shady stuff. I can't deal with that.
it's crazy. Then it's actually like true, like yeah. So and they have like a picture of like the fake one and a picture of the real one, and one of the fake ones was actually in the store that we shop at all the time, which is probably where we would have dropped
Oh wow.
the ballots. But so now I don't know, we'll probably just we'll mail it or go to one of the real ones, probably go to the post office or something. But
Yeah, yeah. Like the post office is legit,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, the post office has to be legit. But yeah, so speaking of crazy presidential stuff, let's go ahead and talk about the COVID stuff. How has 2020 been for you? Are you holding up? How has, big mood, digital adjusted? How has your actual 9 to 5 adjusted? How are you?
I have another visitor again. Sorry.
Asking for food,
Sorry.
huh?
I think it's start. This is Cade.
Hey,
He's 2.
hey. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, Cade.
What's up?
It has it. This is a good time to ask that question.
Yeah, true, true.
So I think in the beginning, it's tough. You're balancing a lot of things, and like daycare is closed and those things,
Yeah,
and that's really tough because my kids go to daycare full time. Me and my husband, we both work. We're not where one of them here. Go, daddy. We're not in a position where only one person works. We need both of us to work. So
very
that was
true.
really challenging, especially because like even though my 5-year-old, he's a smart kid, but you can't explain to a child like, oh, I have to take a call right now, I can't play with you,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
because we're parents where when they come home, it's about them. Like we don't do work while they're awake, you know? And we've never done that in our day jobs, not in my side hustle, nothing. Like I'm not working while they're awake after school. And so now they're seeing like I'm home, this is playtime. And like, no, why are you shushing me away? So that was very hard. I think mentally, physically, all of it, that was very exhausting. And then, you know, we made the really tough decision like mid-June to send them back to their daycare, but their daycare is doing such a good job where, you know, parents don't come in, they take them at the door, they take their temperature. The school age kids who are like 4 or 5 and up, they have to wear masks too. I mean, it's tough, but we know that that's going to be a little bit of their future. And so they're doing their best. They're a daycare who they cleaned all the time anyway. This was not something new for them. So we felt a little bit of comfort in that.
Wow, you sent them back June. That's super early.
June 15th.
Wow, that's early. I was thinking maybe like August or after July or something. Yeah.
Well, they didn't have a lot of kids, so they didn't have as many kids anyway. It was very reduced amount of kids. It's to the point where I don't even think they're taking as many kids back in as they would have before all of this.
Yeah.
And like I said, they're just so good with all the cleaning and their procedures. I felt that way before.
You felt comfortable. Yeah.
Like, okay. And what was really great was my son, my 5-year-old, he is like an extrovert. So he needed to be around his friends. And we saw him become so much happier because he got to be around his friends and play, you know, and
less bad behavior you probably saw.
Yeah, his behavior got better because it's sad when you can't play with them all day. Of course, that's what you want to do, but you also have to work, but you can't explain that to a 5-year-old. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
My 2-year-old was just like, yeah, I'm having fun everywhere I am. Like, he didn't really care.
Yeah, what is this? Yeah. It's kind of pausing. I don't know, you might have to start over.
With a lot, everybody, you know, happy, doing their thing, getting the attention that they deserve. Yeah. And like from there, it was like, okay, we can do this and we're going to make the best of this, like, no matter what. Like even when they said, okay, we're going to do kindergarten full time at home, like you just make it happen. And I think that's the way of things a lot of the time about it. If you let yourself get so down about it, it's going to be so hard.
Yeah.
Just finding the positives. And now I feel like we kind of are in a groove of things, and they're going to go back to school, I think 2 days a week starting in November. So we'll see
that's
how that
good.
Goes. But
yeah,
you know, we're all doing our best, right?
Yeah. We just got an email like yesterday that our 10-year-old niece isn't going back this year. So we're like, oh boy. Yeah. No. And she's super like energetic, like super. She needs that that social aspect in her life, and yeah, it's crazy. So and she has no phones. Yeah.
That's right. She's like cut off.
Yeah, she's cut. Cold turkey over here. So
she'll be wandering outside soon.
Hopefully. The only time she goes outside is when we are outside. Literally, she cannot be outside by herself. And I'm like, I used to love being outside. Like, by myself.
Like, go inside, Mom. I'm having fun.
Yeah, I would wander off. Like, but I don't know. Things are different.
So I think it's a blessing in disguise. I mean, yes, of course, there's so much unfortunate stuff about it, but you have to find the good things. True. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be really bad. So I try to find the good things. I actually feel, even though I'm working more throughout the day, I'm so much happier because I get to help people who are super passionate. I'm doing my day job, like I'm getting things done. And so I feel good. I mean, I see my kids happy. We get to go play, like maybe outside, get to go places we went to the other day. Was pumpkin picking on a baseball field. So that was cool. We're like, all right, cool. We're outside. We're on a baseball field. Like, getting to do things again. You have to find the good parts.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's good. Hopefully, you know, the state of the world continues to improve. Yeah, we have no idea. Yeah, I'm kind of not. I'm not.
Joke, remember we said back in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'm not scheduling anything until after November. But exactly. Yeah, I remember everyone was like, "Oh, 2 weeks off. You know, shut down the whole world for 2 weeks. We'll be fine." And then we're like in October.
Yeah,
We don't even know what we're doing for Halloween. So
exactly.
but yeah. Let's go ahead and move on to our guided conclusions section to wrap
Sure.
up the podcast. My question for you today is one place that you can move to get away from the US. Where would you go and why?
Oh, that's easy. I'm going to Jamaica. See ya.
I'm mad. It sounds like you already booked the ticket. That was quick.
I was actually supposed to go there in May, and we didn't go, obviously.
Okay.
So we have just pushed it back a year. So we'll go next May. But
Yeah.
yes, I'm half Jamaican, but Jamaica is my happy place. I mean, the
I was
food,
gonna
the
say,
people.
yeah.
Can't go anywhere else.
My grandma on my dad's side, so my family from my dad's side lives in Jamaica, and she lives out there with her husband, who's like supposedly a popular chef. I don't know his name, but and she loves it out there, but she can't go back right now. She's actually stuck in Virginia right now because of everything happened, and her husband's out there. So I've never been, but they've always talked about flying me out there. So hopefully one day I'll make it. Yeah, go.
Yeah, I've been to, well, my family's mostly from Kingston, Jamaica, and I have like a cousin there and stuff. I have not been to Kingston because it is about 4.5, 5 hours from Montego Bay, where we typically fly in, but we're going to go to Negril. Well, next year now we're going to go to Negril, and I've heard good things, but it's just so beautiful there. So
have you taken your kids?
No, not this time. Last time we took our 5-year-old who was 3.
Okay.
That was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just gonna do a mom and dad trip.
You need that. Yeah. That would be super cool. Super cool.
For sure.
Yeah, Jamaica sounds fun. Damn, I gotta go. How long is the trip, or how long is the flight?
Well, it would be a long time for you.
Yeah,
you're in California. I'm not sure.
Super long.
For us, I think it's maybe like 2 hours or so from North Carolina. I know from Jersey it was like 3.5 because I always used to go from Jersey. But I think it was like 2 hours or so. So it's not bad. It's not so bad. And once you get there, it's all relaxation and you can just forget about everything else.
True. Well, I hope you're able to go at least this year. Yeah. Hopefully. But yeah, I just want to thank you so much for, coming up here on the Zoom, and sharing your story and kind of sharing advice to all the entrepreneurs. There's a lot of business owners who listen to this, and a lot of like high school kids, trying to decide what they want to do and kind of how they want to do it. And I think that's super important for people who have been through the process to give the feedback back to them. So I appreciate it. And yeah, did you have any advice you want to leave the people? I
would just say, immerse yourself. A lot of people say, what class should I take? What this should I take? What certificate? I can't even say it now. Certification should I get? And I think it's really about just getting into it. Like people say, how can I get into marketing? Match yourself with like a charity or a nonprofit that you feel passionate about, like whether it's sports or kids or feeding the homeless, like whatever it is. Ask them, how can I help you with marketing? I'd love to help. Get your experience in something you already have like a connection and passionate with. And then when you're interviewing with someone or you're trying to start your own thing, you're like, oh yeah, well, I did this and I loved it and I did it for free and I would do it all day long. So just immerse yourself, get in it first, volunteer, whatever it is, and go for it. Like, don't let anybody stop you. Like, just do it. Just get it done.
Yeah. Another mic drop. Great way to end the episode.
Said than done, but just immerse yourself in it, and little stepping stones, things that are like, I don't know if I'm going to get anywhere from this. It's going to turn into bigger stepping stones.
True. Well, no, that's a great way to end the episode. And I appreciate it again. Go ahead and give your social media for the people listening.
For sure. Yeah. Follow me at Big Mood Digital on Instagram at Big Mood Digital or bigmooddigital.com. If you want help with digital marketing, I'm always here for you. Reach out. Sure. I'd love to chat, but thank you so much, Juwan. This has been so fun.
No, yeah, I appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day with the kids. And to the listeners, thank you for listening. This is the Misguided Podcast, where we intend to guide you to a better future. My name is Juwan, and I'm sitting here with Brittany, and have a blessed Sunday. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.